The narrative begins with our protagonist, Daegun, facing intimidation from bullies in his class. Growing tired of their torment, Daegun finally confronts them and demands that they cease their actions. However, this only serves to enrage one of the bullies, who proceeds to physically assault Daegun. As the altercation unfolds, one of the bully's friends belatedly warns him to stop because a teacher is approaching. Unfortunately, the teacher arrives too soon and appears oblivious to the situation, instructing them to cease their antics and take their seats for the start of the class. Throughout the class, the bullies proceed to affix sticky notes on Daegun's back, bearing the cruel message, "I don't have a mom." This deeply devastates Daegun, leaving him feeling abandoned and helpless. Finally, as the class ends and break time begins, another student who enters the classroom discovers the note on Daegun's back and, overcome with empathy, confronts the bully who initiated the attack, engaging in a physical altercation with him. This unexpected act of kindness shocks Daegun and makes him realize his own vulnerability. Determined to become stronger, he decides to undergo rigorous daily training, inspired by the Saitama style of training. Months later, his dedication pays off, and the results of his hard work become evident. A meeting is held to talk about the Iljins, strong delinquents that are uncontrollable in school, and to control other weaker delinquents. To solve this, a woman suggests a new project that will send a stronger Iljin to control the Iljins in a school. The others find it ridiculous, but the chairman asks who is capable of this. Meanwhile, a part-time worker in a convenience store can't concentrate on his studying. He wants to relieve his stress. In an alleyway, a group of bullies is trying to get cash from a kid. The leader orders them to buy him a cigarette, and a pair goes to the convenience store. They try to buy cigarettes, but the part-timer can see that they are high school students. He asks for their IDs, but the two scold him instead. The part-timer asks if they can't understand him. They bring the part-time worker outside, and he tells them that they have 3 seconds to release him. The boy tries to slap him, but everything just goes dark. The boy wakes up as the girl walks him out. He fainted and stood back up. He tells the girl to call the others. The girl runs away, and the boy tries to confront the part-timer, who is mad. The part-time worker grips the boy's shoulder and warns him not to buy cigarettes again. The other bullies come. A huge bully shows up and tries to slap the part-timer. However, the part-timer slaps the huge bully, making him unconscious. He then tells the others to attack him altogether. They all attack, but the part-timer easily knocks them out. The first bully grabs a bottle, but the part-timer knocks him out. The bully's leader recognizes the part-timer's strength and asks him if he is Kwon Daegun, a legend from the ancient area who wiped out all bullies there. The bully's leader apologizes, and Daegun tells him to tone it down. The leader wakes up the others, and they all bow down to Daegun. Daegun warns them again and starts lecturing them. After that, a woman approaches him. He is being hired by an educational foundation. Later, Daegun is given the mission to rule over the Iljins. The woman tells him that they know his background, and that this is his chance to make up for his past mistakes. Days later, Daegun attends school. He is introduced to the class, and everyone is amazed by his appearance. The bully, Bang Ho-jong, plans to target Daegun. Daegun befriends Kim Min-soo and asks him to be a study partner. Just then, Ho-jong smacks Min-soo, and Daegun gets surprised. Ho-jong orders Min-soo to get food for him. Ho-jong claims Min-soo will be his new bread shuttle after the previous one dropped out of school. Min-soo tries to reason out not going, and Ho-jong gets mad and tells everyone to close their eyes. Ho-jong starts beating up Min-soo. Daegun tries to remember the rules given to him by the woman and is unsure what to do now. Ho-jong discovers that Daegun is not closing his eyes and orders him to buy food for him instead. Daegun stands and asks for money. Ho-jong grabs Daegun's head and claims that it should be his money. Daegun sighs and gives Ho-jong a body blow. He follows it up with a punch to the face. Not caring about the rules anymore, Daegun plans to use his fists as the law at school. Everyone gets surprised to see Ho-jong beaten up, especially Jong-min, Ho-jong's buddy. Daegun calls him out, but after seeing Jong-min not moving, Daegun approaches him instead. Daegun dodges all of Jong-min's attacks and receives a blow instead. Jong-min asks for a timeout. Just then, Ho-jong gets back up and grabs a chair. However, Daegun punches him in the face again. With the two bullies down, Daegun tells them to get him food instead. Just then, another bully, No Manhwa, appears, who turns out to be the real class leader. Manhwa walks forward as he claims that he doesn't want to fight. However, Daegun can see that Manhwa is taking a kickboxing stance. Ho-jong knows that Manhwa can win. He orders a classmate to buy popcorn, but the classmate refuses. Daegun glares at him. Manhwa notices how the students are not scared of Ho-jong. Manhwa asks for Daegun's name as he covers his line of sight. Daegun notices that Manhwa is going for a grenade attack. However, it was just a fake. Daegun's face receives the punch. Just then, Daegun kicks Manhwa's leg, grabs his collar, and throws Manhwa to the wall. Manhwa claims that he will start for real. Manhwa throws a bag at Daegun and starts throwing punches. Just then, he shouts at someone not to interfere in his fight. However, it is only a normal classmate, and Manhwa uses this chance to hit Daegun. But Daegun grabs Manhwa's arm. Manhwa tries to poke Daegun's eyes, but Daegun punches him instead, knocking Manhwa unconscious. The bullies and other students get surprised. Daegun tells the two to bring Manhwa to the infirmary. The two comply, as they know that they are screwed. Meanwhile, the woman from before made the faculty meeting longer so Daegun would have enough time. A female student recognizes the woman as the director of the planning department of the foundation. She wonders what the director is doing at school. Back in the classroom, Daegun is scolding the 3 bullies in his class. He tells the other students to inform him if they get bullied again so he can reassemble the bullies. In another classroom, a group of bullies heard about Daegun's fight. The leader, Sangho, wants to check it out but looks for his punching bag first. A student appears and Sangbo gives him a body blow. He tells the others to bring more sandbags as a warm-up. Meanwhile, Daegun is thankful he can study and prepare for the qualification exams. He will use this chance to clear his embarrassing past and be reborn. The bullies are now acting cautiously under Daegun's watch. The 2 bullies asked Manhwa if he can win if the fight is outside. Juri, a female bully, calls them pathetic and proceeds to flirt with Daegun. She tries to seduce Daegun, but he is too focused on the notes on the blackboard. Daegun then asks her what the matter is while she is writing. Juri gives up and tells the bullies to study instead of taking revenge. Manhwa then remembers that Class 2 and Class 3 leaders are eager to fight Daegun. He worries that they will be under them if Daegun loses to those leaders. Just then, Class 2's leader, Myungjung, appears and ridicules Manhwa. Manhwa stands and threatens Myungjung. The two continue arguing until Daegun complains that he can't study because it is too loud. Manhwa politely goes back to his seat, and Myungjung notices Daegun. Myungjung tries to bother him, and Daegun mercilessly grips Myungjung's fingers. Myungjung cries in pain. Daegun calmly tells him to come back later after he takes notes. Myungjung acts like he is leaving and throws a punch at Daegun. Daegun grabs Myungjung's arm and slaps his lights out. Daegun then threatens them not to mess with anyone again. Daegun is happy that he quickly solved the Class 2 problem. The other bullies are in shock and conclude that they are not taking revenge anymore. Just then, Class 3's Sangbo and his group arrive and surround Daegun, who decides to take notes next time. Sangbo moves Minsu away and confronts Daegun. Daegun complains that they are loud. Daegun calls Sangbo weak for carrying weaklings with him. Sangbo gets mad and challenges Daegun to a fight after school. Daegun wonders why everyone is welcoming him so quickly. The other bullies worry, and Manhwa approaches Daegun. Despite Daegun's refusal to talk, Manhwa continues babbling about Sangbo's fighting prowess. He claims that he wants to help Daegun. Daegun refuses his help. However, Manhwa continues telling Daegun about Sangbo's attack pattern and boxing history. Sangbo returns to his classroom and looks for sandbags. He then told his sandbags to attack him. The weaker students attack Sangbo, but he quickly knocks them out. He continues beating them up and scolding his sandbags to do things properly. Meanwhile, Daegun is gaining attention in the cafeteria. Ji In-na, the female student from before, finds out that Daegun just transferred in today and realizes something. Another group notices Daegun and hears about his fight. Class 7's Sunghwa wonders if Daegun can win. Juri and the bullies join Daegun's table. Another class notices Daegun. Class 8's Dusik claims he wins with his handsomeness. Manhwa tells Daegun to prepare properly for the fight. He also mentions that his fight with Sangbo is still ongoing. Manhwa won a fight after he grabbed Sangbo's family jewels. However, Sangbo doesn't admit to everyone that he lost in that way. Students from Class 3 laugh as they pass by Daegun and drop food on him, claiming that they don't like squid. They sarcastically apologize and left. Just then, Daegun grabs the student and claims that it was not a squid he dropped. Everyone in the cafeteria observes the situation. Daegun is mad and grabs the bully's arm tightly. Just then, he receives a message from the female director. He remembers that she promised financial support for studying in college. However, he must not act unreasonably, or he will go back to his previous life. Daegun let the bullies go. The observers from other classes are disappointed that no fight happened. Daegun finishes his meal and goes out. He meets the bully again, and Daegun catches him. The bully then tells Daegun a rule: he can't touch other underlings unless you win against the class leader. Daegun brings the bully to a different place and beats him up. Daegun orders him to call his leader. However, the bully tells Daegun that Sangbo is busy hitting sandbags. Daegun gets pissed and moves out. He arrives at Class 3's room and discovers the atrocities of Sangbo. Despite Daegun's presence, Sangbo continues to beat up the other students. Daegun notices that the rest of the class is not doing anything. He remembers his past of being a punching bag by his bully classmates. However, a stronger Iljin saved him, and he gets inspired by his words. He is not sure, but solving an Iljin problem needs an Iljin. Daegun then calls Sangbo weak for hiding behind sandbags. Daegun then asks if he can use Sangbo's underling as his sandbag. Sangbo's underling gets mad and attacks Daegun. Daegun dodges and punches the student's face so hard that it knocks him unconscious. Sangbo gets mad as Daegun asks for more sandbags. Sangbo knows that Daegun is strong. He doesn't have a choice and orders his classmates to move the tables. Meanwhile, the whole school hears about Daegun visiting Class 3's room, including his classmates. They check on the situation and see that the fight is just getting started. Sangbo dashes forward and punches a barrage of jabs. Daegun finds a chance, but Sangbo retreats. Daegun can see that Sangbo's footwork is good. Sangbo continues attacking using his boxing skills. However, Daegun finds another chance and throws a heavy punch at Sangbo. Despite guarding, Sangbo still took the damage. The two both realize each other's skills. Sangbo attacks again, but moves backward after determining Daegun's reach. However, Daegun attacks him with a low kick. Sangbo counters, but Daegun dodges and attacks with a low kick again. Sangbo then falls to his knees. Daegun tells Sangbo to get up. Sangbo gets mad, and Daegun kicks the same area. Sangbo stands back up, and his legs are shaking. Daegun tries to attack with a low kick again. Sangbo gets ready to block it. However, Daegun throws a punch instead. Daegun follows up with Manhwa's technique and flips Sangbo over. Manhwa gets impressed, and the other bullies can't believe Daegun has been hitting the same place on Sangbo's leg. Meanwhile, the educational board's chairman is watching the whole fight. Daegun tells Sangbo to stand. However, Sangbo's legs are numb, and he feels humiliated. The observers know that Sangbo's leg is already crushed. A boxer is known to have his steps and fists as his bullets, but Sangbo right now won't be able to use his steps. Sangbo claims it is not yet over. Daegun keeps going and attacks Sangbo. Despite putting up his guard, Daegun can still destroy him. Sangbo gets cornered, and Daegun gives him a body blow. His breathing gets harder as Daegun continues beating him up. He continues to put his guard up and curl up. He now looks like a sandbag being punched left and right. Daegun continues beating Sangbo up. The beating continues until Sangbo falls. Sangbo just realized that he can't win. Daegun walks up and tells him to return to his sandbag position. Sangbo won't stand, and everyone now thinks that Sangbo is scared. Sangbo's friend knows that Sangbo is using sandbags that are not resisting because he wants to look stronger. But he is also afraid of getting hit. His friend intervenes and claims that they lost. Daegun wants to hear it from Sangbo. Sangbo embarrassingly admits his loss. Daegun calls him a useless sandbag. Daegun and the rest leave. Sangbo sits on the floor, mad and swearing to fight back soon.